Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a list that's both eye-opening and a bit unsettling. The most dangerous towns in the U.S. These are places where you might want to trade in your pepper spray for a full suit of armor. With crime rates so high they could make even a true crime podcast seem tame. These towns may appear quaint at first glance, but a closer look reveals a mix that's part Scooby-Doo mystery and part Dexter thriller. We're talking about towns with fewer than 15,000 residents, but some of the highest violent crime rates in the country. Ready? Let's get into it. 10. Emeryville, California. Emeryville, a seemingly quaint town nestled between San Francisco and Oakland, masks a darker reality. Despite its proximity to bustling metropolises, it harbors a significant violent crime rate. This unsettling statistic is exacerbated by its unique demographic, a substantial homeless population that contributes to nearly half of the city's crime. While the town's overall poverty rate is below the national average, the marginalized status of its homeless residents creates a breeding ground for desperation and criminal activity. This is exemplified by a first-hand account of a motorcycle accident and burning trash early one morning, a stark reminder of the city's underbelly. This incident, coupled with the city's crime statistics, paints a picture of a place where the allure of urban convenience is overshadowed by the harsh realities of poverty and crime. 9. Globe, Arizona. Globe, Arizona, once a bustling mining town, now struggles with a disproportionately high rate of violent crime. Its historical roots in the rough-and-tumble mining industry have left a legacy of lawlessness, which, combined with a struggling economy and limited job opportunities, breeds frustration and desperation. The town's geographic isolation, situated in the heart of the desert, further exacerbates these issues, as residents may feel cut off from the world and more prone to impulsive and violent behavior. As a result, Globe has earned a reputation as a dangerous place where even seemingly mundane interactions can escalate into violent confrontations. 8. Greenwood, Mississippi. Greenwood, Mississippi, a town steeped in Southern charm, unfortunately hides a darker side. Its high rates of violent crime are a stark contrast to its idyllic image. This alarming trend is largely attributed to a confluence of factors, including high poverty rates, limited job opportunities, and insufficient community resources. The economic struggles faced by many residents can lead to desperation and frustration, which can manifest in violent behavior. Furthermore, the lack of adequate mental health services, educational programs, and law enforcement funding exacerbates these issues. This combination of factors creates a volatile environment where violence becomes a more prevalent response to stress and adversity. 7. Marysville, Louisiana. Marysville, Louisiana might draw you in with promises of prehistoric parks and nearby wildlife areas, but be warned, the wildlife on the streets here can be just as dangerous as the gators lurking in the bayous. While it's a great place to admire ancient history, it's best to avoid becoming part of it. Add the small-town gossip mill where everyone knows everyone, and you've got the perfect storm for turning minor disputes into full-on brawls. Throw in a touch of general lawlessness that seems to come with rural Louisiana life, and it's no wonder that the town has a crime rate of 22.2 violent crimes for every 1,000 residents. 6. West Helena, Arkansas. Now, I know some of you might have thought I misspoke, but no. I'm talking about Helena, West Helena, Arkansas. There's a West Helena just up the road, and they're almost connected, but this place on the river, Helena, West Helena, is one of those spots in Arkansas where hopes and dreams seem to go to die. The town also faces severe funding shortages across the board. According to PoliceScorecard.org, the Helena West Helena Police Department gets a low score of 44, which makes it tough to control a town where criminals outnumber the cops. With a violent crime rate of 23.2 per 1,000 residents, it's clear things aren't improving anytime soon. 5. Salem, New Jersey. This Salem might not have witches, but it has its fair share of things to fear, starting with a violent crime rate that's surprisingly high for such a small town. The only spells being cast here are bad decisions and close calls. So how did it get this way? Salem has a knack for keeping its local police department on high alert. A big part of the problem is the town's long-standing economic struggles. When jobs and opportunities dry up, some people turn to less than legal ways to make ends meet. It's like the worst lottery you could imagine, except instead of hitting the jackpot, you end up with a court date. Add in limited policing resources, and it creates the perfect storm for awkward, often violent encounters. With a violent crime rate of 24.4 per 1,000 residents, Salem, New Jersey clearly has its work cut out for it. 4. Muskegon Heights, Michigan. Muskegon Heights, Michigan, also known by locals as Muslin Heights or simply Moose, is a small city within the Muskegon metro area with a population of about 10,000. The city's reputation is anything but peaceful, with crime rates high enough to make even the bravest adventurer think twice. In Muskegon Heights, the fight-or-flight mentality seems to lean toward fight, with violence becoming a local pastime. Muskegon Heights also suffers from underfunded public services, which makes solving the city's issues feel like trying to complete a puzzle with half the pieces missing and no picture on the box. The violent crime rate here is relentless at 24.8 per 1,000 residents. It's a persistent problem that won't go away. To put it simply, for every 1,000 people, nearly 25 will be violently assaulted. That's the grim reality of life in Muskegon Heights. 3. Osceola, Arkansas. If you're planning to trip to Osceola for its ties to blues music, be prepared to sing a sad tune for yourself. If you become one of its crime statistics with a violent crime rate that could headline its own festival, this place is more likely to hit a high note in danger than fun. And, everyone in town and every grudge gets blown up. Got families feuding with each other. Sure, there are some very small towns around there, but they're glorified truck stops at best. It's like the Mississippi River on one side and farmland as far as the eye can see. Everywhere else, the poverty here and lack of jobs is really what's driving most of their problems. Osceola has a violent crime rate of 25.9 for every 1,000 residents. 2. Florida City, Florida. Florida City is like the last stretch of civilization before you hit the Everglades, then eventually the Florida Keys south of Miami. You'd think being so close to Florida Keys, this would make the place like a vacation paradise. But alas, it's more like a CSI. Miami meets a horror movie type situation. Gas up your car, roll through, and head straight to the Everglades because stopping here might make you the star of a CSI episode like if they did a real life. The first 48 I don't know found his car in Florida City, found his shoes in the Glades, something like that, Florida City is a city in Miami. High unemployment and a transient population make it hard to foster a tight-knit community where everyone knows everyone else's business. Sometimes it's nice to have things that way. Instead, they have a revolving door of chaos. Add in some tropical heat and humidity, and tempers flare faster than the afternoon thunderstorms. The violent crime rate in Florida City is 26.2 incidents per every 1,000 residents. 1. Sauk Village, Illinois. Sauk Village may be small, but it's certainly not safe. The violent crime rate here is alarming enough to come with its own warning. If you're planning to visit, you might want to consider a bulletproof vest, hiring a bodyguard, and steering clear of most places. Just recently, a city clerk threatened the mayor during a public hearing, exclaiming, "I'm going to knock you upside your head," while swinging a gavel. It's a video that speaks volumes. But how did things get to this point? Beyond the dramatic mayor-clerk spat, one major factor is the limited resources. Add in its proximity to places like Gary, Indiana, which has its own challenges, and you start to see the picture. With a violent crime rate of 41 per 1,000 residents, Sauk Village's issues are hard to ignore. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into some of the most dangerous small towns in America. Remember, appearances can be deceiving, and these places are proof of that. If you found this video interesting or learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experiences or stories related to these towns. And as always, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you in the next video.